The word Wakanda actually appears on American maps from the 1800s, which is decades before Marvel ever put it in a comic book. Most people assume the name is purely African, but it has a deep and sacred history right here in the heart of the Americas. Today, we are looking at the evidence that suggests the real inspiration for a hidden, advanced civilization might be closer than you think. While the Black Panther movie takes us to East Africa, the linguistic and historical roots of the name Wakanda tell a much different story. We're going to explore lost cities in the Mississippi Valley and hidden empires in the Amazon that feel like something straight out of science fiction. If you have ever felt like history books were leaving out the best parts of the story, you are in the right place. Let us start with the name itself because this is where the mystery begins to get very real for researchers. In the languages of the Shuan people, like the Osage, Omaha, and Ponca, the word Wakanda has a profound and spiritual meaning. It translates roughly to the great mystery or the creative life force that flows through every single thing in the entire universe. For the Osage Nation, Wakanda is not just a person or a place, but the very power that makes the sun rise and the grass grow. When European explorers first met these tribes, they wrote the name down on maps to mark the territories where these powerful beliefs lived. If you look at old maps of the Midwest, you can find the name Wakanda listed as a town or a region long before Stan Lee was born. This raises a huge question. Did the creators of the Black Panther know about this American history when they picked the name in 1966? Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were famous for digging into world mythology and strange history to find names for their iconic superpowered characters. While they never explicitly confirmed they pulled it from the Osage, the connection is too specific for many historians to ignore as a coincidence. But the name is only the beginning of the rabbit hole, because the Americas were once home to cities that looked like something from the future. Imagine a city rising out of the plains of Illinois with massive pyramids and a population larger than London was at the exact same time. This place was called Cahokia, and it was the center of a massive civilization that flourished around the year 1050. The people of Cahokia were master engineers who built the third largest pyramid in the world, known today as Monk's Mound. This mound is made of millions of tons of earth and stands 10 stories high, which is an incredible feat of human labor and planning. Just like the fictional Wakanda, Cahokia was a hub of advanced technology and massive trade networks that stretched across the entire continent. They had a complex understanding of the stars and built a wooden calendar called Woodhenge to track the movements of the sun and seasons. They traded seashells from the Gulf of Mexico and copper from the Great Lakes, showing they were connected to a massive world. However, many people today have never even heard of Cahokia because it was abandoned long before the first Europeans arrived on the shores. This brings us to a major problem in how we look at history and why we think advanced cities are only found in fiction. For a long time, historians believed that indigenous people in the Americas lived in small, simple groups without any permanent stone architecture. This myth was used to justify taking land, but modern technology is now proving that these hidden, advanced empires were very real. Using a technology called LiDAR, which uses lasers to see through thick jungle trees, researchers have found something truly mind-blowing. In the Amazon rainforest and the jungles of Guatemala, they discovered tens of thousands of structures that were hidden for over 1,000 years. These were not just small villages, but massive interconnected cities with highways, irrigation systems, and huge defensive walls for protection. It turns out that the Americas were much more like Wakanda than we ever realized, filled with hidden urban centers that the world forgot. In the Mayan region of Tikal, LiDAR revealed a massive fortress and thousands of homes that no one knew existed until just a few years ago. The people living there had mastered complex farming techniques that could feed millions of people in a very difficult and dense jungle environment. Just like the fictional nation stays hidden behind a holographic forest, these real cities were swallowed up by the fast-growing green of the jungle. The mystery of why these advanced cultures disappeared is the key moment in our understanding of the real-world Wakanda. In Cahokia, the city began to decline around 1200 AD. possibly due to a massive drought or changes in the political structure. Without the central power of the city, the people moved away and formed the smaller tribes that we recognize in the historical record today. They took the name Wakanda with them as a memory of the great mystery and the power their ancestors once held in their hands. So, when we watch the movies and see a secret nation with incredible tech, we are actually seeing a reflection of what was lost here. The real Wakanda in the Americas was not just one place, but a network of brilliant people who understood the earth and the stars. They did not have vibranium, but they had copper and obsidian, and they built monuments that still stand after 1,000 years of rain. The evidence shows us that the idea of a hidden, advanced culture is not a fantasy, but a suppressed part of our own human history. When you see the word Wakanda on a map of Missouri or hear it in an Osage prayer, you are hearing a legacy of greatness. It is a reminder that the people of this land were builders, thinkers, and explorers long before the modern world even knew they existed. The fictional story of the Black Panther gives us a way to talk about this history and the pride that comes with it. It allows us to imagine what could have happened if these civilizations had never been interrupted by disease, or war, or environmental change. The real evidence for Wakanda is found in the soil of the Mississippi Valley and the deep green shadows of the South American rainforests. By studying these cultures, we can learn how to live in balance with the world while still building something that lasts for ages. The story of the Americas is much older and more complex than what we see in most history books or big-budget Hollywood movies. It is a story of mystery and power that continues to inspire people to look closer at the world around them for hidden truths. Next time you hear that name, remember the Osage elders and the massive mounds of Cahokia that still sit under the American sun today. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden histories with me, you will love the video on your screen about the lost city of the Amazon.